Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back with the next part of our Learning C# tutorial series, and today we're going to go ahead and utilize this new class we made in the last tutorial, our XML Manager, to serialize and deserialize class data. More specifically, we're going to be serializing our weapon data. Now, obviously, we still need to create a weapon upgrade system, or at least some sort of store system available on the World Map Manager, and but for now, we'll just go ahead and get the system set up the way we should. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to want to go ahead and create a new class, and we'll make him in world map, and we're going to call him. We're not going to be creating the actual store, but the store is going to handle the serialization of it. So we'll go ahead and create it. We just won't finish the class as of right now, and we're going to call this weapon store. So using Unity Engine, public class weapon store inheriting from mono behavior. And what we'll do is we'll make a private weapon and call it equipped weapon. And obviously we're gonna have to change up this weapon based on the things we buy and equipped through the store. But for now, we'll just go ahead and serialize this information. So we'll do void save equipped weapon, and what we'll do is we'll do a player prefs dot set string, and we'll do equipped weapon as the key. And if you notice, it uses a key value system. That's similar to our dictionary system that we created in our audio manager, if you guys remember that. Hopefully you do. And then as the value, we'll do XML Manager, which we can access because it is static. And we can access the load and save because they are both static as well. We'll do a save, passing in the weapon class. That's the generic T. And then the weapon data will be equipped weapon, because that is the actual weapon class we're passing in. And that's it. Now this weapon class, which is a weapon type, which has all this information, will be serialized to a text file or text format, and then saved to the player prefs. Now, one thing you'll notice is we have a texture 2D and 3 audio clips here, and another useful thing, or a reason why I use this audio streamer first, was so we can kind of get a basis for audio streaming in, because we can, so where's the weapon? We can serialize the strings, the floats, all this other stuff. However, a texture 2D in Unity, it is basically just a reference to a project file, and we can serialize it, but it won't be able to deserialize in the way that we want to. So what we'll have to do is, for texture 2D, we'll have to make some sort of dictionary with all of the overlays, and then just put an int for the index here. We'll talk about that in a future date, or maybe today if we have time. And then same thing for the audio clip. For small sound effects like the fire sound, the bolt back and bolt up, I don't think we're going to have to utilize our audio streamer, because when we load up a level, we'll have to wait for the network to load up all the files that we need. Then we'll have to save them and do a local dictionary where we can access them. And I just don't think it's a very clean way of doing it, especially if we have limited network connection, things like that. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and revise this weapon class here. And what we'll do is the best way of doing this is actually not inside of our weapon class itself, because it is not a mono behavior, but instead what we'll do is we'll put it inside the game folder. We'll make a new code file, and we're going to call this local SFX Manager using Unity Engine. Public class local SFX Manager. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I'm just going to create a singleton implementation. We've done it several times before in the past, so you guys should know how to do that by now, and I'm just going to pause the video to save us a little bit of time. Okay, we're back, and I've gone ahead and just created the singleton implementation, the same code we've used over and over before in several other singleton classes. So I'm going to go ahead and just clean this up a little bit. And now we can start with the actual code that we want. So, this will be a prefab that will be accessed from anywhere in the game. So we can access this prefab anywhere. And actually, now that I think about it, a singleton probably isn't the way we want to go, because this is saying if it's not created, we can go ahead and create it at runtime, and that's not what we want to do. Instead, what we want to do is actually access this as a prefab. So what we're going to do is remove all this code I just went through the hassle of creating. One second, guys. And instead what we're going to do is we're going to assume, well, I guess we can keep it in there. So at least we can only have one. However, instead of creating this at runtime, if it is, we'll just do, we'll comment this out and we'll do throw new exception, the missing reference exception, passing in that message of no local SFX Manager in scene. Okay. And next what we'll do is a public game object, or rather, instead of doing a public game object, instead what we're going to do now is a public dictionary of type, okay, yeah, we'll do string, comma, audio clip, and we'll call this clips. Now, if you remember the last time we used a dictionary, we used those curly brackets to go ahead and assign it through code. And for something like where we're only going to use it a few times for large audio tracks, for something like this, we want to go ahead and assign it through the inspector. I'm pretty sure you can serialize the dictionary. If not, then we'll have to go ahead and use a list, and then from the list we'll have to link it up to a dictionary at runtime, which is a little bit more work, but still manageable. And then what we can do is a public audio clip get clip, passing in the string reference name. That should look familiar. It's kind of similar to our audio streamer, what we have here with a string reference name. We have the dictionary, so it should be looking a little bit familiar. First thing we're going to do is if not clips dot contains key reference name, we're going to go ahead and throw new exception, and we'll do key not found exception, passing in that a message of reference name is not present in the dictionary. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and return clips sub reference name. Simple as that. In fact, I think, where did we have that? Okay, yeah. So similar to here, instead of plugging into a www form, we're instead just returning that audio clip value. And then next, what we'll do here is, when we have our string fire sound, we'll do a public audio clip fire sound. We'll do public string fire sound, and then here we'll do a public string bolt back and a public string bolt up. Next, what we're going to do is we need to do the same thing for our texture 2D, because we have a texture 2D overlay here. So we're going to make a local overlay manager, and because it's going to be the same exact code call it a homework assignment. So I'm going to stop the video now. We're nearing that 10-minute mark anyways. And for homework, I'm going to try, hopefully you guys can copy the same code here and do the same for a texture 2D. So I'll see you next